And welcome back. Time for this week's Capitol Report with Pat McGuigan of CapitolBetaOK.com. Pat, the 2014 election is over. What is the most important challenge facing Governor Fallin and the even more Republican legislature?
It seems to me there's three things, and they're interrelated. The first one is right-sizing of government. The governor, again, made that a central focus of her campaign, certainly in the advertising, but it didn't happen in her first 4 years. So even though she campaigned on it in 2010 as well, that's an issue. Closely related to it is income tax cuts. Now, there's a tax cut that, unless the courts say otherwise, we'll have a tax cut, it looks like, because the economy's been robust, beginning in the new year. So you have those two things, and then neither of those happened in the last 4 years, but the reason given was this combination of off-the-top money that's taken right off the top in order to finance business incentives and various tax credits. So it seems to me that we're in a situation where inevitably the three of those issues are interrelated. They can't be separated one from the other. So tax credits and incentives are going to have to be addressed, or we won't have income tax reduction. And then the other reason given against income tax reduction, despite the overwhelming support for it among the people, is that, well, if we can't do that because, and then there's a laundry list of reasons, things that have to take the money and be used within government. So, I mean, those are actually three discrete issues in some ways, but I just don't know how to separate them given the rhetoric and the negotiations of the last 4 years.
I've heard people say that Tuesday night's results were no surprise. This is kind of what we were expecting. What do you think? Did you see any surprises?
I look at surprises. There's different ways to define surprises. I did find it very interesting, even disheartening, the low turnout. It's kind of shocking. It was very low turnout nationwide and particularly low turnout for Oklahoma. And that's troubling for the future in terms of civic engagement and, you know, the involvement of people in our government. You could even use a term like abysmal, because I think it's right around 4 out of 10 eligible voters. Registered voters, and then even less of a figure, maybe 1 out of 3 of eligible voters. So finally, the rising progressive strength in Oklahoma County. Is that a shock? No, a lot of us have seen it coming, and we've even talked about it. But it's worth taking note of, because in the long term, it looks like progressives or liberals and, you know, elements of the Democratic Party are going to slowly and methodically become more competitive in Oklahoma County than they've been for 2 or 3 decades.
We don't have much time, but just a quick thought on the national picture as the Republicans take control of Congress.
It's a big deal, and I'm in that category of people that think the burden is on President Obama to take Congress seriously as a co-equal branch of government and begin to negotiate seriously on the budget process and spending issues. I hope he does. I don't know if he will.
All right, we can talk about these and future issues, and you can read more about these and other topics at CapitolBetaOK.com. For Pat McGuigan, I'm Alex Cameron. Have a great day.